before we begin, we want to give a big shout out to our awesome sponsors. The first is the Grumpy Cookies for all of your fandom and D&D related needs or merch, your one-stop shop for all things fandom. Whether you're looking for the perfect Dungeons & Dragons gear, Doctor Who merch, or any other fandom apparel, they've got you covered. Check them out at www.thegrumpycookies.com for all your custom designs and anime clothing needs.
And we checked them out last week. They've got a bunch of different anime stuff. They do have their own brand, Grumpy Cookie, self-promotion, of course, you know, but they got tons and tons of different apparel. And they're local, right?
Yes, they are local.
They are local to us here in Sacramento. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So
I did not know that. Awesome.
Yeah, and of course, a heartfelt thanks to Describe, DSCRYB, the ultimate source for immersive D&D sounds and music. Elevate your game with expertly crafted soundscapes, perfect for any adventuring party, and let them help you bring your world to life.
Stay tuned.
Welcome in, everybody. We're going to get started here shortly. Thank you so much for coming on in.
Sure if we're supposed to, but if we are...
Okay,
Right.
what were you looking at, Vandal, where there was blood everywhere?
This map.
There's blood?
I don't know, like I'm so positive that like the blobs look like blood.
Oh,
Oh, those are like lizard men or rabbit
Yeah.
people and
Oh, he zoomed out.
box
Yeah.
people. They're fighting.
there's a bunch of yes.
I guess sparring elephant people.
Yes. They are sparring.
There's going to be people I could throw hands with? No, I'm kidding.
Yes, there are.
I mean, as a turtle person, that's cool.
As you guys are we'll get into that. We'll see how things go.
We are live now, by the way.
Wonderful. Welcome to tonight. Are you ready to play some D&D?
Hell yeah.
I was scrumbling as fast as I could when I heard that we were live.
Amazing.
Do we get any word from the missing folk?
Ren is hopping in right now. I have not heard from Sarek, so I reached out to him and have not heard. Could you reach out to him? Hi.
10-4? Yep.
Thank you.
While we're waiting, I do want to confirm some information because I missed a little bit last session. So when Juno was talking about Garoth, they had mentioned 3 different ways for when Garoth would speak with us.
Mm-hmm.
When we need to be erased because we've become a problem, if the monastery is capable of stopping Nadia's future, or if the Lusujil reaches the threshold of... And that's all I've got. If anyone remembers.
I mean, I can get that information for you if you want me to. No problem. Because I thought it was like reaches... I was pretty sure like the point of no return. I'm pretty sure what he was saying. Like, has to be stopped or else. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But I also have the VOD saved. So I can very easily go back and just find the exact wording.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Is it safe to give chocolate to a cat?
No.
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 And that little ow at the end there was the cat trying to bite my fucking finger.
Well, you bop it on its cute little nose and say, "No, kitty, this is my chocolate. Bad for you."
To answer your question, Stolas, there were a couple different ways that Juno was explaining the, according to the Cinerum Accords, that the Lucidial could near the threshold. It was when dream realms begin to bleed through without her permission. And that there was she was essentially a doorway.
Okay.
And so they were, Juno was saying that in order for that threshold to not be reached, the only way is for her to be killed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We are just waiting for Ren and Sarek. Oh, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. You are not.
Madame, hello.
Hello,
Hello, Red.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
So should we continue to call you Ren, or should we call you Virina?
You know, it's up to you. I kind of like Ren. I thought I needed to have it, like a different name just in case like something happened, but I'm cool with Ren.
Welcome, Sarek.
Yay.
Hey, sorry. Place
Our
some
whole
D&D.
gang's here.
All right, my friends, are we ready to get into tonight's session?
Yes.
Oh no, man.
Roll for initiative. Tonight's.
I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
I said, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, tonight's session is titled "The Monastery of the Seven Rays," and with that, let us suspend our disbelief as we enter into today's Dungeons and Dragons session. Night still clung to Nathong as the echoes of Winter's Crest faded behind you. Fireworks dissolving into drifting embers, laughter replaced by the low thrum of unease that had settled deep into your bones. What began as celebration had shattered into chaos, blood, and revelation. An assassin's blade meant for a child found flesh. Mia's scream, steel sinking into her shoulder, and the world changing in a single heartbeat. It seemed as if everything was converging onto this single point. And from this moment, there's no turning back. You split instinctively and without hesitation. As you gathered yourselves after this very quick fight with this assassin whom you now know as Juno, someone from Ren's past, and another name now resting in your chests of Gareth Gelweller, someone from William's past. You continue to move on, with William now carrying the knocked out Juno, ever onward toward the Monastery of the Seven Rays. Resolved to see this through, to whatever end it may bring. And so with that, you split, instinctively and without hesitation. Nyx carrying Nadia, now draped with the cloak that hides your precious cargo, taking to the skies via Vandal serum and sprouting wings. Ren and Zin took to the rooftops, racing the city itself, leaping stone to stone, breathless, reckless, alive, cutting a path ahead toward the Monastery of the Seven Rays in the alluvium district of Nathong. Below, the city flowed on in ignorance. Lanterns swaying, doors shutting, danger lurking unseen. And as Zin and Ren raced each other, Nyx drank deeply of the very first time of feeling the sensation of the wind rippling through her fur as she floated on with wings, moving silently through the night sky, the city passing beneath you like a held breath. On the streets, William bearing the unconscious assassin, Juno once of the Sun Soul Sanctum, while the rest of the party pushed forward through the Thong's winding paths, eyes sharp, senses stretched thin, continuing to circle through the information that this assassin had spilled forth. The items of waking from fog that erased memory, the Cinerum Accord being ran by none other than Gareth. Forbidden rites, reforged identity, and this idea of this child being what Juno called the Lucidial, an abomination that holds the very fabric of reality. Promises that if she continues to live, this 8-year-old child, that a being of immense proportions and complete evil, known only as the Faceless One, would converge upon all of reality, and then circling back to that name that cuts deeper than any blade. Gareth Gelweller. A savior to her, a commander, a monster. The weight of that name follows you like a shadow as the city thins and the mountains rise. Ren and Zin arrived first. The monastery did not rush to greet them. It waited. Stone etched with ancient geometry revealed itself slowly, light answering presence rather than motion. Water glowed with an impossible blue stillness, and 7 unwavering beams pierced the heavens above. Quiet, constant, eternal. And when the rest of you arrived together, battered, burdened, but unbroken, from the upper terrace descended Grand Master Saurian. His presence calm, grave, and deeply aware. And you were caught a bit off guard as he did not ask who you were. He did not demand explanation. Rather, he simply saw you. He saw the blood, the exhaustion, and even through the cloak, hiding Nadia, causing her to be invisible. He peered and saw the child at the center of everything, and beckoned you follow. You each crossed the causeway as one, leaving behind the city, the noise, the chase, and stepped into a place where even time does not hurry. The Monastery of the 7 Rays welcomed you, not with promises of safety, but with the offer of clarity. As the waters stilled and the bells fell silent, one truth settles over all of you. Whatever Nadia is becoming, whatever the Lucidial truly means, the world is already moving to stop it. And so are you. And now, it seems the world waits to see what you will choose to protect. As you enter into the monastery, moving past the entry causeway, you follow Grandmaster Saurian as he continues walking. You pass by large, magnificent pillars. And as you look up, you see that the architecture itself is carved directly out of the very stone of the mountain, shaped and hemmed out of a single piece of rock. Pass by brilliant, beautiful architecture, intricate geometric designs, chiseled with expert craftsmanship. You slowly begin to hear the sounds of people. And you see a doorway directly in front of him as the grand hall continues to pass you by, and he turns around and says, "Right this way. We're almost there." And he passes through this large doorway, and you enter into the inner halls of the Monastery of the 7 Rays, and you see large buildings that have been erected, carved. You see this large central platform that runs through the entirety of this large chamber. And you see quite a few different individuals that are in the process of sparring. You see dozens and dozens of rows of large steps that all descend into the inner middle. And he continues to walk, and he shows you this large interior portion of the Monastery of the Seven Rays. And you guys enter in, and you see the platform with several other of the what appear to be masters that are kind of overseeing everything. A few of them turn, nod in your direction, and then you watch as one by one they begin to move away, and the master says, "Continue to follow." You are then taken into what appears to be in an inner chamber. At the end of this long hallway, you see 7 seats. And as each of the masters who are in front of you walk, you watch as one by one they take their seats. And Grandmaster Saurian waits for the others to sit down, and then he finally takes his seat at the center. "Lucidio," he says. He slowly settles his eyes on Nadia. "Nyx, you feel as Nadia lets go of your fur, and she uncloaks herself, and she steps a little forward, one step forward in front of you. And he corrects himself. "Nadia." And he walks towards her slowly. You guys all begin to, you see him take a step forward. Go ahead.
The moment that he corrects himself and addresses her by name and not that title, there's a physical relaxing of William's posture that he wasn't even aware that he was tensing up because so far, anytime he's heard that word used in reference to Nadia, it's been almost like a slur.
Yeah.
So he started to tense up when she was being addressed in that manner until he called her by the name she was given.
I would also like to note that as she's stepping forward, Nyx does not let go of Nadia's hand.
Perfect. You continue to watch him move forward. Yeah, go ahead and place your guys' tokens here. You watch as he descends the steps. And
Probably
he-
get to put down my load on the ground.
Yes,
And
easily done so.
to nobody else, none of the elders, I guess, would hear, but the party might hear just a very soft "stay" to the unconscious form.
She rolls off of your clutches. Her body still completely triple wrapped up in multiple strands of the rope, and unmoving, still breathing, but damaged. Probably several concussions at this point.
Feel a little woozy.
You watch as Grandmaster Saurian steps in front of Nadia and lowers himself to one knee. Not in reverence, however, so that his eyes are level with hers. And he glances at her, and there's this long exchange of him almost searching her eyes, and she shies away, leans a little bit into you, Nyx. You see her head lower, and he reaches out very gently and lifts her chin and says, "No, you will always lift your head high, child." And then he looks at each of you one by one, and
There's a subtle nod of approval of that statement from William.
he places his hand on the knee that's forward and gets up very slowly, gingerly, and he says, now addressing the group, each of you, there's something we must do if she is to remain here. And then you watch as the master that is clad in full plate armor, you hear the sounds of the armor clinking together as he lifts himself off of the seat and begins to step forward. And you watch as he reaches behind his back and pulls out two thin bracelets that are not connected to each other. And he begins to walk toward Master Saurian. And he hands them, as he gets there, he hands them to the Grandmaster. And I need each of you to give me a group perception check. First roll of the night.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh wait.
Get these perceptions, get these low
There we
rolls
go. That's
out of the way.
No, William,
Oh.
that's persuasion.
All right, just subtract 2 from that.
And nice.
It's an
Uh,
18.
And Mia, you have. We'll go with your 23.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, simple enough. You guys notice. These bracelets, are formed of pale stone and silver filigree. They hum faintly, with the same resonance as the magic that is flowing through the entire temple. Saurian does not reach for her as he holds these bracelets out. He's looking at her, but you can tell that he's speaking to each of you. These are not chains. They are anchors. And then he looks up to each of you Magic does not answer to will. It answers to emotion. And emotion in a child is a storm. Back to Nadia. They will quiet the current. Not forever, but for now. And there's a pause. A long pause. It will hurt. And then to you. May I? He looks up at each of you and waits.
I think some things have to be decided for yourself.
William will.
Nadia.
Sorry, go ahead.
What do you say, Nadia?
How about a tour? Can we take a tour around your facility first and think about it?
Mia, roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
William, what were you going to say?
He would he was going to come over, put a hand on Nadia's shoulder reassuringly, and he was going to say,
"She'll support you in whatever decision you make."
and while having a hand on her, he would use those words as his invocation of casting warding bond on her.
For me, this just feels like and like an ending already, and I'm not ready to leave, so I'm stalling.
Just fitting.
This isn't the ending. This is just the start.
I know.
Nadia looks at you, Mia. You were trying to persuade her. And then she looks at you, William, looks at you, Zin. And you see a look of determination cross her face. And she nods as she lifts her hands. And you watch as there's a hesitation in Grandmaster Saurian. And then he nods once and he moves. The first bracelet closes around Nadia's wrist. The second one clicks into place. And Nadia screams. Ah! And you watch as she drops to the floor.
By the way, warding bond, she takes half of whatever damage is involved, and I take the other half.
Yes. You take 6 points of psychic damage as your skin ripples with the magic, William, and you feel the sensation of a strange dampening within your very spirit, and you feel this distancing between yourself and the weave that flows through you, William. It's the strangest sensation. There's a elongation between what once was felt in the deepest parts of you, like this pool of essence that you knew was intrinsically you. And then there's this separation between that and you for a split second, and then it snaps back into place for you. However, you still get the sensation, the understanding from this spell that you had placed on her, this bond that connects you, the tether, that for her, she is fully severed from that. You watch as she drops to the floor, a raw animal sound that echoes off the stone and ripples violently outward. Her small body curls inward, fingers clawing at the stone as if the ground itself has betrayed her. The air cracks. As for a heartbeat, the world feels as it might tear. And then it doesn't. And silence.
What do you feel now, Nadia?
And for you, William, you feel the sensation of your bond that you just placed on her severing.
Did my thing that in the last fight still? Do I still have that or no? That I was taking part of it too.
Any connection that you had to her,
Okay.
Mia,
Uh-huh.
severs.
Okay.
There's no hum, no pressure, no pull. Nadia gasps, sucking air like she's surfaced from deep water. Tears streaking her face as she looks up, confused and terrified. She presses a hand to her chest, and then her head, and then her wrists. Her voice breaks. I can't feel it. She looks at Sorian, at you, at her hands. It's gone. And the strangest sensation comes over each of you. For the first time since you've met her, the sensation, the feeling that you gather as you are watching is that you are looking at just a little girl on a cold stone floor, terrified of what she's lost, and terrified of what it means that it was ever there at all. What are you doing?
Can I pull her into a hug?
Yeah, I was about to say, is anybody else like?
Yeah, me
like,
too.
is
I already ran to her when
she's-
she was going.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Group hug.
Group hug. Oh, Nadia. You're gonna make me cry.
She's actively weeping right now.
You said she's weeping?
Yes.
Yeah.
As she's weeping, Nyx is just hugging her tight, and she's saying, "It's okay, Nadia, you made it. You're here. It's okay." And she's just gonna keep whispering things like that as she's petting her hair.
And I'll remind her. These are not permanent. Because he said that she wouldn't have him forever, right? So
He said that it'll only work for so long.
only
And
work.
then there's also something that needs to be done if she's going to stay here. Was this what needs to be done?
It makes sense considering that it's her being here with this power in the hands of a child, this power that responds to emotion.
Yeah, but when she's older, they come off then? Because she can... Once she learns to control it, right? Or...
She'll have a better control over her emotions and her power. But
that is what we are
we'll
hoping.
See. Yeah. Can I ask this I want to walk forward and ask. So, is that it? Is there anything else? Are you guys going to be able to teach her and help her? We can't hear you, John.
Oh, sorry. He looks at you. There's a long searching in your face, Zin. Yes, we will. We will do what we can.
And then what will you do if you can't?
Tell me what you each know of this child.
Huh? Wait,
Tell me what you know of this child.
What do you know of this child?
It's pretty clear he knows a lot since she pretty much never met her and called her by her name and called her the Lucidio.
Oh, okay. I know she's strong and she can do this.
She brings forth her dreams into reality. She makes nightmares into truth. They called her a prime. They said that she's gonna undo the fabric of reality. They said that she had to die, and that only option was to kill her. There's also a few people out to try and kill her. Will you guys be able to keep her safe? I inspect the rest of the group. Like, clearly this gentleman in armor looks
I
very
step up as
capable.
Din is saying this. Yes. Will
Yeah.
you be able to keep us safe?
Can one keep anyone safe? That is a very, very good question.
I have so many questions.
Please, come. Ask away.
Will we be able to visit?
Of course.
Another. What's the other? I had it and I lost it. Sorry. One moment.
It's okay.
Well,
Mia, you're such a mom.
will she feel like a normal child here? Will she be able to play? Have friends?
Yes. There are other children among these hallowed halls.
Can we take a tour, please?
Of course. I will have.
So Nadia is not the only Lucidio?
I did not say that. Master Thadriel. You watch as he turns around and calls to one of the other masters, and you see as the woman sitting on the far right, intently staring at each of you and watching this procession take place, arises at the mere mention of her name, and she rushes over and she bows, and you watch as she takes her palm and her left palm, and then she takes her right hand, balls it into a fist, and then places the fist on top of her left palm, and then bows in reverence to Grandmaster Saurian as a form of salute. You gather that this is their salute. And she says, "Yes, master." He says, "Please have the monks arrange for our guests to be staying here, at least for the night. We shall see how the morrow treats them. Arrange for food and bedding, and if they wish, clothing." She says, "At your command." And she bows to each of you, and you watch as she rushes off.
Like, as she's bowing, William would also raise a hand and he goes,
Might we arrange more confined accommodations for our slumbering guest, lest she decide to find feisty ways to disrupt activities around here?
he says while side-eyeing our slumbering captive.
Good thing we didn't bring the halflings or whatever
The goblins?
goblins, yeah.
No, they were not coming here.
He turns as Thadriel, Master Thadriel, is rushing off. He says, "And arrange for the keep." And she turns, bows again, says, "Yes, master." And she rushes off. He says, "I'm sure you will appreciate our accommodations." And he looks directly at you, William. And then there's a moment where he turns to you, Zin. And he says, "Now, for your question, yes, there will be more." A beat. His eyes flick briefly to Nadia. Do me a favor. Give me an insight check, Zin. And William, I'm sure you're watching this whole procession intently. Go ahead and
Papa Hawk.
You can either roll yourself or you can aid him, your choice. Oh, Zin's AFK. Okay. Sarek, would you give me an insight check?
Sure.
Okay. I'll recap this for Zin, but he says, "Yes, you guys tell, you specifically, William, you can tell as his eyes briefly flick to Nadia, you get the sense that he's weighing the cost of telling the truth."
The truth of what? What was the question? Sorry.
Oh, snap.
Will there be more? Will they be able to
My
teach her?
question?
Or
Your
residuals.
no, your
Sorry, I
question in
apologize.
terms. No, you're good. You're good. Your question, Zin's question, in terms of will there be more attacks?
Residuals?
Will not
Oh,
necessarily residuals attacks. Will there be more that they will be able to do? What exactly will they be able to do? Will they be able to teach her to control her emotions? Like what exactly is going to essentially become of Nadia?
Or are they just taking it away?
Right.
Okay.
And there's this moment where he's weighing this cost of telling you the truth. And he says, "Yes, we can teach her to recognize the current before it becomes a flood, to build walls where her mind is thin, to anchor herself when the dream pulls. Safe is not a promise anyone should make about a child like her, but trained, protected, surrounded by those who understand what she is and what comes for her." He nods. "Yes, we can do that. And if we find others that come for her here, then
it will find we are not helpless monks in a mountain. This monastery exists because the world forgets dangers like this, and because some of us refuse to.
Refuse to what? I lost you.
Refuse to accept or forget. We know of the dangers of this child.
As long as you are aware that, regardless of the dangers she may pose, she is still a child who deserves every chance.
Yes. He does. You hear a cane click once against the stone, and you look up as you glance and you see the owl rise from his seat and begin to step forward. Cane clicking off as he moves down the steps and toward you. And he says, we can teach her. There have been many before her. In every age, where the boundary between waking and dreaming thins, the dream realm does what it must to survive. By choosing an anchor, a prime. A prime is not simply gifted. A prime is a living seam threaded through both worlds. Where others visit the dream realm, a prime is recognized by it, marked by it, claimed by it. And when a prime is born with lucidity, the ability to remain themselves inside the dream, to command the current rather than drown in it, then the old names return. She is what our order calls a lucidial. Long ago, before your empires learned to write their pride into stone, the dream realm was still wild. Whole cities woke with the same nightmare. Kings made laws based on visions that were never theirs. Wars began over a dream someone swore was prophecy. He taps his cane. And so the seven rays were founded. Because dream is not only comfort, dream is terrain, and terrain can be invaded. When the dream realm is threatened, when something begins to feed on it, corrupt it, weaponize it, it shapes a counterbalance. A child who can hold the line where no army can march. The last Lucidial we knew by name walked the world a century and a half ago. An Oneromancer who vanished into legend. Tiervin. He straightens.
Above
His
game,
voice-
I know a couple of you guys start foaming at the mouth at that name drop.
Yeah, what the?
Well,
Wait,
I
did
may
we?
not understand the reference, but I know a couple of you guys got excited above game.
Did we know in that campaign that Tiervin was a Lucidial?
I don't think
No.
so.
I don't
No,
think so.
you
Yeah.
didn't.
Interesting.
However, you did know him as the title Oneromancer, a
Mhm.
dream walker. Master Batu straightens and his voice turns ceremonial, like reciting something that has been spoken the same way for 1,000 years. She has many different names, different tongues, different fears, different hopes. To our order, she is known as each. The Prime, the Dream Realm's anchor in flesh, the Lucidial, the lucid one awake within the dreams. The waking dream, because she carries the other world into this one. The threshold child, born on the border of two realms. The dream's lantern, a light that reveals what hides. The unblotted thread, because some powers cannot cut what is tied to fate itself. And to those who hunt what they do not understand, she is called the key, the door, or the feast.
Above game, that last one, definitely fucking concerning.
Have you guys figured out what chooses a prime or a lucidial?
Yes, that is a great question. When the dream realm becomes threatened, each century answers differently. A prime is not appointed the way a king is crowned. A prime is recognized like a lock recognizes its key. There are three truths our order holds. A prime is chosen by need. When something tries to bend the dream realm, feed on it, weaponize it, a realm answers with an anchor, not because it is kind, but because it must endure. Can you imagine if one by one the seams, the threads themselves were ripped apart that hold the very fabric of all realities together? Some ages pass with no prime at all. And then, when the pressure builds, one is born. A prime is chosen by compatibility. Most minds would tear. A prime recognizes a spirit that can hold contradiction, innocence and terror, wonder and grief, joy and dread. Without breaking into fragments, the dream realm does not choose the strongest body. At this, Master Batu looks at Nadia. It chooses the mind most able to remain whole while living in two different worlds. A lucidial is chosen by clarity. Lucidity is rare. A prime can anchor the dream realm without controlling it, but a lucidial, a lucid one, stays awake while inside it. They can see the dream as dream while still standing within it. That does not come from training alone. Training refines it. But the seed is born. You can call it fate, you can call it a god, if you need a name. But it behaves less like a person making a decision and more like a river finding the lowest ground. The dream realm moves toward an anchor. The world's fractures make room for it, and the child who can bear it becomes the answer. And understanding this, the same conditions that summon a prime also draw predators. The choosing is not a blessing without a cost.
So there are other primes amongst us in this foundation? in this monastery?
No, there are none.
So it's only Nadia.
She is alone. Unfortunately, when it comes to that.
So she's not only the only prime, but she's the only residual that you know of currently.
Correct.
But isn't it locking it out of her kind of like going against nature? If they needed her and created her? What the?
I am sorry, what do you mean? He looks at you ponderingly. You watch as his head twitches a little bit, as in the same way an owl does, as it's trying to gather more of an understanding or hear better. And now that you see him fully, Mia, you see this 6'4", large-bodied owl draped in turquoise and white robes that rush across the floor, almost as though the robes themselves were made of some sort of liquid. However, when you glance at it, you can tell that it's a fabric, but of unknown origin. You see he stands very broad-shouldered, and his wings, probably if you would look at it and you would see a wingspan of probably about 7 feet. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Maybe. Okay, so she was created because someone was threatening the dream world. And then but if we would, so that means she's needed. But if you put the bracelets on her, they'll need to make another one.
William kind of quietly shakes his head.
I just don't know if I'm understanding correctly.
Not permanently cut off. It's dampened. She still exists, so they're not going to make a new one. Right now, she's just barred until they help her learn how to moderate herself. At which point, they will reconnect her.
And with that, saying that, he kind of looks to them, eyebrows raised slightly, in hopes of some kind of confirmation about his assumption of the translation of what they were saying.
You look and you see Grandmaster Saurian nod his approval. That is correct. She has not been cut off. We have dampened her ability. Though it is still there, the magic of these bracelets are such that as she grows more in control, the magic will recognize and begin to loose the bonds that currently tie her magic down. Slowly but surely, she will gain it all back. What are you guys doing?
With, I forgot his name. The owl.
No.
Batu. With
you-
Batu explaining that Ren was kneeling and just watching everything happening, not wanting to interfere with the spell or magic that was being placed onto Nadia, and just kind of respecting that these monks know what they're doing. And when the question is asked about, what's going to happen with Nadia, and his response that she'll learn how to basically control her powers, Ren slowly stands up and straightens herself out, wipes the tears from her eyes, and just says, "Discipline. They're going to teach her how to be disciplined with her power so that she can handle it herself. They're going to teach her. But for now, because she can't control it and they can't control it, they have to bind what's within her. She has to be, like William said, dampened."
It's a restrainment of sort.
Exactly. And
I sort of chime in, like, who is she and where is Ren? She's actually making sense.
Yeah, I'm just looking at her like, whoa.
And William is going to stifle a laugh. There's like a sputtering cough from him.
So you are familiar with these attacks against the residual or the prime. What benefit are these people gaining by wanting to get rid of the residual?
isn't it obvious? It's always power. Someone's always looking to control someone or something. All they
Yes, but
see.
why assassinate? What's the purpose behind the assassination?
I don't know who this Gareth person is, but I think our answers would fall with William.
I just
Out
have
of
a
curiosity,
feeling
who's got at least a 16 passive perception?
Zdolas does.
I do.
You two
I'm sure Zin does
actively
as well.
hear. I was going to say, you two
do
Anybody who has at least a 16 actively hears William grind his teeth every time the name is mentioned. Every time.
So these hits that are being made from Gareth, was that his name? I look at William.
There's a glare leveled at you because that was intentional.
Yeah.
Like you
Ren
can hear
hears it.
you can hear the fuck you in his gaze.
I like that.
I
Ren-
look at William. I actually look at William as I'm saying this, and what is it, William? I feel like we're missing a part of the piece to the puzzle here.
There's a lot of bad history there.
You're kind of quiet right now. Is that just me?
No, he's a little quiet.
Yeah.
And I have you
I
at
was just-
135 on Discord.
I
There's
was
a
gonna
lot
say
of
the
bad
same thing.
history there, and had I been stronger, there would be no history there. Unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough to deal with the problem when I first encountered the truth of the creature that Gelweller is.
Who is Gareth? William.
He's the one that sent Juno. He's the one that made them think that they're doing the right thing. They have a different point of view, and saying that killing her is gonna save the world. Well, I mean,
why would Garrett know this information? Is it Garrett? Gareth? How do we spell this?
I think Garith. Gareth.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're saying it right. Okay, so Garrett.
We should purposely say it wrong.
Garen.
Gary.
Yeah, good old Gary.
Good old Gary.
William would be okay with this. That cretin deserves every ounce of disrespect.
When I meet him,
on a serious note, if somebody calls him Gary amidst this conversation, there will be a actual smile on.
Well, I mean, bring it into fruition, okay, sir.
Be prepared, William. Be prepared to smile.
So what
It's on
is
the way.
connecting the dot? What is connecting the dots here, William? What is the association between Garrett and the need to assassinate the Lucidio? What kind of what past or interwebbings are? Why is this associated? Do you know anything of that specifically? Is there a history?
I do not know the why, but had he succeeded, Nadia would not have been the first child that he saw to the end of.
So do we know if this is not specifically regarding the Lucidio, it's just merely an important child assassination is what you're trying to say?
She may not have been.
Unless he assassinated all of those children in pursuit of.
You know, I think the best way we can get answers is to ask this motherfucker ourselves.
Ooh.
Ren giggles. She did not expect that.
Yeah, that's the first time I've cussed in the game. Sorry.
She did not expect that. William, you know best with this Gary character.
There's the wry grin.
Gary?
Would he be far behind Juno, knowing she is on this mission and how important it is to him?
Kind of furrows his brow, he shakes his head. He goes,
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to take an honest guess to that. After he left me and my comrades for dead, I don't believe he sees any use in anyone that can't extricate themselves out of a situation.
What kind of monster is he?
What was Gary? What was Gary? 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 I'm like
I think it's
pointing.
Gary.
Yeah, I'm pointing to Ren and then back to William. Gary? Gary?
It's Gary.
I'm like, not Gary. Okay.
Scary Gary.
What is his association to you in regards to your ranks? Unless we got that information. OC, sorry.
I don't think you
Like,
guys
what was
ever
he
heard his
previously to
rank,
you?
but no, he's
He was my field commander back when I served.
Okay. And you're saying he left you and your comrades out to dry for death?
Led us into a trap,
That doesn't matter. I don't care.
possibly even set it up himself.
No.
Why would he do such a thing?
Insubordination.
Because he uses people like pawns and moves them around on the chessboard.
Yes, but if this
Juno
was done
said all of this yet
in
last
military,
night.
do his commanding officers know of this, William? Or is this long ago?
Would they care?
I don't know.
it was years ago, and I was summarily dismissed when I tried to.
voice.
Oh,
It was years ago, and I was summarily dismissed when I tried to bring it to anyone's attention. He had too many years on me. His reputation was untouchable.
Sorry to hear that, friend.
and he grinds his teeth again after saying that.
We have to figure out how. I don't know how yet, and I can't do it right now.
How did you do it?
And after a few moments, he sits there. He kind of looks at you all. He goes,
Truth be told, if we did get an opportunity to get any words out of him, I don't think I'd give him the chance to talk. I'll be honest. I'm definitely going to have to stay to the back of that conversation.
as he kind of gently drums his fingers against the haft of the warhammer over his shoulder. Because it's quite apparent there's only one kind of communication he is interested in having with Gareth.
And with that, Ren says, "Are you going to finish your sentence, William? What do you mean?" Not
I'm going
picking
to
up
kill him.
on your Oh,
I think
He
that's a
means
pretty good
in
plan.
the video game. In the video game.
New job.
like-
Is this a conversation we could have elsewhere? Or not right now.
Mia's like, when is the tour happening?
Exactly. Ugh, Jesus. Get on
I
with
don't
the
agree with you, William.
No?
I don't condone murder, but there are some crimes there is no redemption from.
After seeing what I've seen him do, you couldn't stop me if you tried.
I understand. Ren is gonna take a couple of steps towards Nadia, pat the top of her head, and kneel down to ask, "Are you feeling better now?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you kneel down, each of you see a blur of motion as this woman gets up off of the seat and begins walking towards you.
Be careful with that
You-
blur of motion.
You see ribbons as you glance at her. You see ribboning layers of deep blue and pale white that billow as if a wind is following her. And then the light catches the gold, and it's not gaudy, not ceremonial, but war-forged, ornate plate fitted close to her frame, etched in sharp, elegant filigree that looks like sunbursts and spearheads patterned throughout the entirety of her armor, from her boots to her breastplate. The armor's shoulders rise into pointed guards, giving her a silhouette the poise of a crowned predator. She walks straight toward each of you, the gathering group, not cautious, not arrogant, certain. Her hair is dark and thick, spilling behind her in a heavy wave, and it moves as though it's floating through water instead of air. Her face is young, too young for the authority she carries, yet her eyes are old, steady, and unblinking in a way that makes your throat tighten. She looks at you like she's already measured your violence and found it understandable. And her eyes gaze on you, William, just a second longer. She stops just outside of a sword point, reach of a sword point, and she says, "Why do they want this child dead? Because she is the hinge. Each of you have already seen her ability. Now, preparations have been made. I say we carry this conversation into your individual rooms, and I believe you," she gestures to you, Mia, "we're looking for a bit of an explanation of what our monastery halls hold. Is that correct?"
That's a start. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I hold Mia's hand and get ready to walk.
Please follow Master Batu. And you watch as he begins to walk towards the right. You see an open door. Grandmaster Sorian begins to lift up Nadia, and this woman who has yet to give an introduction of herself. She begins to wait. As Master Batu begins to leave, Grandmaster Sorian lifts Nadia and begins to walk with Nadia, following Master Batu. What are each of you doing?
We're following Nadia and you.
Okay. William, where do you position yourself in this?
Well, first I hoist my unconscious backpack.
Oh, I had the voice on. Yeah, at first I hoist my unconscious backpack, and I'm going to probably be more towards the back. That way, if I have to, make her take another nap, I can do so without drawing too much attention.
Okay.
Stolas will be following shortly behind to keep the illusion running.
Wait, I don't think we need that anymore.
Honestly, I forgot that there was an illusion at play.
I know, because she just... Nadia
didn't he see
immediately
through
came
it?
out when we came.
Yeah.
No.
did.
He's talking about the illusion on the air quotes backpack.
Yeah.
Her. So me and Stolas are bringing up the back end of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nyx is trying to stay towards like the middle front, at least so she can see Nadia, but she doesn't want to be in like the front.
Okay. I'll be in the front.
Okay, as you guys begin to move out following Master Batu, as each of you drift away, your boots kind of fading into the monster's hush, this woman who very, very lightly answered the question of why they wanted Nadia dead, lingers at the edge of the light and in this inner sanctum. And she waits until it's just you, William, and you, Stolas. And she says, William, not like a question, but with authority.
Which causes pause for concern, considering I don't believe we've actually introduced ourselves by name. So it is
You have not.
it's very fucking uncomfortable having people friggin' name dropping them with familiarity, and he's like, I don't know you. So he kind of pauses and slowly turns.
I believe you have me at a disadvantage, Miss.
You may call me Ayla. I am the master of the third ray, breath. I will be tasked with providing Nadia her training on breath control and mechanics. But that is for down the line.
Yoga.
Yoga. I'll be training her on yoga.
I'm familiar with downward facing dog. It's normally after a big bender that I'm really familiar with it over the toilet.
Sure.
Oh man.
Not that hammer.
Oh no.
Oh, go away. Go away. Boo this man. Nobody boo this man.
Where is the applause? That's the question.
Need a photo of William in downward facing dog.
Oh, ask and you shall receive.
No. I decline.
Yes, please. Oh, the shirts when they come out. Oh, the shirts.
Not that one.
I'm just picturing trying to find some way to get him into the Jacko pose. No. No.
Ooh.
No.
Oh my.
Please no. Anything but that.
The fan service.
Oh my gosh. Tell me why. Tell me why I showed. I showed my sister the outro, and they paused it. She paused it on William when he was tying his shoe, and she's like, "Who is that? He's hot." I need someone like that. I'm like, dude. Anyway.
That's right. That's right.
I need an adult.
You called for me, William.
Right.
Not that adult. Not that adult.
Oh boy.
Who is William's trusted adult?
Where's an adult? You're an adult.
Yeah, sorry, William. You're the adult. You're adult.
Fuck.
Yeah, William, you are the sole voice of reason here. Back in.
Oh, we're in trouble.
I don't like this.
She steps forward and she says, "You're the man that you speak of, Gareth Galbella. We know of him. We have our people who have been monitoring the Sinarum courts. Gareth is not simply a monster wearing a uniform. He's a signatory. The Accord is not a treaty between nations. It's a compact between those who believe the world must be burned down to truth, and the powers that promise to light the match." She lifts her palm upward, and a flame appears. You feel the heat. Sinarum means ash, not the ash of a hearth. Home, warmth. The ash after a village is made into an example. You know this all too well.
There's physical bristling.
You think Gareth is only a man you can reach with steel. And you are wrong. The Sinarum Accord binds its signatories to 3 vows. She holds up 3 fingers. First, scorch the witnesses. Not just bodies, stories, records, memory, anything that could become a warning. Second, forge the hunger. They engineer suffering, because fear makes the boundary between waking and dreaming thin enough to tear. Third, deliver the hinge. When a prime appears, the signatories move. They don't improvise, they execute. Gareth is not merely chasing Nadia, he is obligated to her. He has bound himself through ritual procession. The Sinarum Accord is... Yes, he will. It is a contract. Gareth's cruelty was never a byproduct, it was his resume. The Accord doesn't recruit men with clean hands. It recruits men who can do what must be done and sleep anyway.
There's audible grinding of his teeth.
Like that. That sums it up.
keep forgetting to turn the voice off when I talk about that. Yeah, there's audible grinding of William's teeth.
I tell you this because if you are on his list, it isn't because he views you as a threat in a fight. It's because you are a witness he failed to erase. You think your rage is personal, but to Gareth you are unfinished business. She reaches into her sleeve and produces something small, a thin strip of dark cloth stamped with a fate sigil that looks like a circle broken by a vertical line. This is how their signatories mock the oath. It is not worn openly. It is stitched inside armor, tucked into belts, hidden under collars. Find this mark and you find the web. And William, if Gareth ever offers you a bargain, remember the first vow. Scorch the witnesses. If he doesn't, the Accords will try to turn you and your family, your companions, into ash. They will do it by aiming at the one thing you still protect like it's holy. Be ready. The Accords are how men like Gareth survive their own evil. Don't let him survive yours.
Just a very slow nod. Mostly because in this moment, William does not trust his own tongue.
Thank you. I know this is a lot to take in. I think we best get caught up to your traveling companions. She hands you the cloth with the sigil on it.
He stares at it for a few moments. And he's going to carefully fold it up. And he's going to tuck it deep into his travel bags.
Okay. She nods. And then she walks off.
As they start to walk off, William, I'm assuming Stolas is staying behind with William. He lets the lady get a few steps ahead. He doesn't turn to face Stolas as he says this, but he needs to tell somebody. And all he says is,
I'm going to paint my fucking hammer with his blood.
Hang on, you're
And then-
really quiet. I'm sorry.
oh, he says,
I'm going to paint my fucking hammer with his blood.
and then he starts to follow after the lady and the rest of the group.
Is that why they call him Bedwetter?
Oh my.
Because he's afraid.
Gareth
And so it's a
Bedwetter.
follow along.
I almost feel like I need to roll a wisdom saving throw against psychic damage because that one hurt my brain.
Oh, that's funny.
We're in
All right. With that, as you guys catch up, as you Stolas and you William catch up with the rest of the group, following Master Ayla, now taking a tour through the interior halls of the Monastery of the Seven Rays, following Master Batu and Grand Master Ascendant Sorian. You begin moving through the hallowed halls, passing by rooms, chambers, meditation chambers. And this, my friends, is where we are going to take a break.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just got count. Not good.
Meet back at in 15.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Radio.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, guys, taking a little break. We'll be right back. Radio silence. Oh no. How do we stop it from being radio silenced? I guess we're gonna have to deal with this. This is terrible. Radio silence. Be right back, guys. Alright, back. I'm gonna do a little in between. Let's see. And a little stash maintenance. Been playing a little Escape from Tarkov on the side. I was tempted to give you guys some behind the scenes footage of the construction Sand the Fate project, but we're going to save that for a whole nother stream. Doing some refinement, making sure things flow right. If we just push a product out that isn't nice and polished, not going to want to stand by it. Definitely want to be able to push something out that we want to stand by, be proud of, show to people. Any day now, Tarkov. Thank you. I feel like I don't need all these thermal gauges. I feel like I could find more if I do. I'm going to get rid of a few of these. I don't need these. Need that many colonies? It's so hard because I'm not 100% certain what I do and don't need, actually. I feel like I don't need these. I don't need these either. I might not. I might. Really good stuff. That's bullshit. Bullshit. Drives are kind of bullshit. Wish I could put this in the sacrifice. 349,996. $27K a pop. These things are fucking worthless. That is doo-doo. What was it a vendor for? Vendors for more than you can fucking sell for. 54K for this. What does that go for? Not bad. I don't know what it's for though. $8K, $18K. Okay, more. So a lot more on here than it is on there. Not worth picking up. Quick meal right there. Stuff a 3-slot item. Don't fucking hate that at all. Keep this redut. Got so much shit in here too. 2 other lions. Aces. More aces. These giant fuel containers. A bunch of other fuel containers. I gotta figure out something to do with all this shit. I need to start making these in like cases or something like that. Let's see. Turn this fucking hideout on. Should be back to the D&D any minute now. Once everybody gathers back up, we'll start back up. Thank you again for everybody stopping by over the YouTube universe. Always hit that like and subscribe. Hit that bell. Check us out when you can. Watch out for any of the new content we'll be making. Plan on trying to move some of this live content into actual VODs. Because nobody ever seems to be able to actually click over to VODs. Live versus VODs when they check out the channel. But that's okay. I was coming in here because I was going to figure out something to do with all these gosh dang empty fuel cases, cans, regulars. I can make mag boxes. Guess I still need some mag boxes. 2. I think you can make mag boxes into lucky scab boxes. I don't think that's worth it. May as well. Three hours. Could make that. FMJ? Nah. Cable. Why would somebody do that? No, thank you. Yo, you can make 8 VOGs with that? Oh, I'm gonna have to start grabbing that. 5 fuses, 1 TNT brick, and all which just gets reused. So you get 8 VOGs. Yo, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to heart that one. Take some shitty FMJ, some radiator helix. I don't hate that either. That's a pretty good one. Make mixer lenses. Yeah. Green battery. Fine. That's decent. AK-74M just for a stock thing and a weapons parts. Takes an hour. I'm gonna have to do this. 2, 4, 5, 6. It's found in raid. That's pretty fucking legit. Need to put that on. I need to put that on for sure. Well, €10,000, 1.4 million for a body armor repair kit. Good lord. I don't need to up my rep to get one for GP coins. Anything else on this list I need to notate? I can refresh the weapon repair. Ooh. I think I just need to start doing this. 10 hours? I can make 4 a day? Oh, bro.
And back.
Likewise.
Welcome back.
Reds are gonna be the hard part. But
Hello.
Thermite too.
I'm so ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, wrong one. Wrong.
Hey, so now we're staying the night here.
Free room and board? Yeah.
But didn't we just like finish a long rest?
I mean,
Huh.
no. Didn't we
No,
try
not
and
yet.
do that? And then we got interrupted by someone almost getting stabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have a long rest. We took off right away after the fight.
Yeah. Because, I had a unconscious body as a backpack.
Wait, what?
What was
What'd
the
you
whisper?
Huh?
What'd
Somebody
you whisper?
whispered.
Oh, that was me. I was whispering to myself.
Oh. All we heard was whisper, whisper, whisper with sinister intent.
So my cosmic omen resets after a long rest. So I was like, okay, well, let me go check my notes because that would tell me when our last long rest was. Yeah, fair as in.
Wasn't that after we got into town and we had a... No, we had a bath. Was that a long rest?
Yeah, we did have a long rest at the beginning of that. Getting
Yeah,
in
because
there,
like
but-
we also didn't really do anything. Like we got into town, settled in, went out, shopped, came back, and then we just like settled in for like 16 hours or something like that.
Yeah. We stayed. How many nights did we stay there?
Just the
one
one.
night, or
Yeah, just the one so far. We were like, oh, we're going to go in the morning. We're going to celebrate the festival tonight. We're going to have at least tonight to, be a strange family of sorts and see the fireworks and get stabbed.
and sip on sardines.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I guess we're going to go down the street and get some shawarma after this.
Okay.
But now that New Ren's not frantic and all, she would have totally cut stuff like that now. She's a whole different Ren now.
The whole new world.
Not gonna break into
Mhm.
song.
Yeah,
Not gonna
want
break
to. You so want to. A whole new world. It's in your head. I can hear it.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Trigger.
Yes, it really is a trigger. That and then it's always Mulan.
We
Oh.
are
Down to business.
men.
Yes, that one.
We'll be
Must
swift
be
as a
swift as a
forcing
yep.
river. Coursing river.
Oh my gosh. But Master Batu's voice brings you back before you realize you've even drifted. Before we went off to break, the masters had gathered to the interior chamber
Welcome back, guys.
and began to explain the process and answer some of your questions, placing bracelets upon Nadia's wrists, which silenced, diminished her magic, the connection to her magic. And as each of you had begun to have some of the questions answered that has been plaguing you since beginning this trek, this adventure, you now began to delve into some of the backstory. You began to hear of William's connection to this mysterious figure, Gareth Gelweller, now the commander of an organization you've only recently heard of, the Sonarum Accord. And then, as the conversation began to die down, one of the other masters, a woman with flowing drapes of cloth and gold plate armor, hugging her body tightly, flowing brown hair that seemed to drift as though through water rather than the air itself, began to interject and had told Master Batu to take you on a tour of the grounds, which Mia had requested originally. And while each of you began to funnel out of this interior meeting room, with William and Stolas holding back and being the last ones to leave, she moved close to William and began to speak with him, exchanging a piece of cloth, which, William, I placed in your journal, so you should be able to see it now. And then,
Okay.
and then, after the short exchange between the two, she walked out of the room, Stolas passing you, and then William followed quickly after, gutturally growling that his hammer is going to taste the blood of Gareth.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
I said, yeah.
Now, Master Batu meets you at the lower threshold, right where the stone wraps around, and he's older than his posture suggests, wrapped in layered blue-gray robes stitched with the faintest thread of silver, his eyes calm but sharp like water over stone. And he says, "Welcome."
his voice low enough that the monastery doesn't echo it. Do not rush this place. This place was built to slow the heart. He gestures to the wide chamber that he has brought you into. The southern hall. This one anchored by a radiant sigil that glows softly from the floor center, a star-like design that breathes light into the surrounding tiles. This is the receiving hall, where guests are greeted, where petitions are heard, where we decide if someone is here to learn or to take. He leads you forward along the central blue runner, a long, deliberate path that cuts straight up through the monastery like a spine. You see on the left and right lanterns, some blue and smokeless, some warm with an amber flame, stand at intervals placed not for decoration, but for rhythm. Step, light, step, light. As you walk, the monastery opens on either side into two large meditation chambers, one to the left and one to the right. So I'll show you. As you start from the bottom and you walk up, and then on the left and on the right, you need gestures on the left and right. Each darker, each quieter, each holding a pool of shadowed blue stone. Those are still rooms, Batu says, not looking at them the way a host shows off a feature, but rather the way a monk respects a vow. We do not speak inside. We unmake noise there. Your attention is pulled upward as you approach the upper radiant sigil. The brighter one near the center of the structure, its glows more intense, the lines more complex. This, Batu says, placing two of his feathered fingers lightly over his chest, as if to remind himself to breathe, is the monastery's heart, the confluence mark. 7 rays, 1 center. Each corridor returns here. Every discipline touches here. There are 7 disciplines. Master Khaled is the master of the first ray or discipline, flame. Master Suyin is the master of our second ray, insight. Master Ayla is the master of the third ray, breath. I, Master Batu, am the master of the fourth ray, stone. Master Kotai. And you watch as this large elephant Loxodon, wearing green robes, with trims of orange and white kind of overlapping each other, very simple in nature, carrying a single staff, steps forward. Large tusks that rotate outward and then curve inward at the very last tip, etched with gold filigree throughout the tusks. A long trunk running down the length of his body, steps forward and humbly bows to each of you. Master Kotai, master of the 5th ray, light. Master Thadriel, master of the 6th ray, shadows. And then, of course, you've all met Master Sorion, our Grand Master Ascendant, Master of the Dreams. This confluence mark is what powers the whole of our monastery. And he pauses long enough for you to feel it. The faint sensation in the air, like static before the storm. Or the hush, the solitude, the quiet before a prayer. And then Batu turns, and with a small sweep of his hand, he invites you to look right. The entire eastern wing shimmers with reflected light. 4 luminous pools, arranged like a sacred grid, the water glowing an impossible blue beneath the stone bridges that divide them. Here is the wells of the 7 rays. Not for bathing, not for drinking, for remembering. And he invites you. He steps to the very edge of the pool, where the water meets the stone. And he invites each of you to step forward. What do you do? Does anyone step forward?
I'll step forward.
As you look, Mia, as you gaze into the waters, you see the patterns of the light refracting in the liquid. The blue light paints your skin as it reflects back at you, turning the ridges of your face, the contours, the edges of your chin, your neck, in this beautiful kind of blue light. The surface is perfectly still, no ripple, no steam. Just a pane of living sapphire set into stone. And at first you see only yourself, and then the water catches, not like a reflection, but like a hook in your eyes, in your mind. Not unpleasant, just immediately pulls your sight into this direction. The glow deepens, the air cools, and the well becomes a window. The stone around you, Mia, fades into wooden floorboards and tallow lamplight. You're younger, so much younger, and smaller than you remember. There's a thin blanket around your shoulders and the quiet aching awareness of hunger that never fully leaves. Voices drift from another room, adults talking in careful tones, as if loudness might break something already cracked. A door opens. A woman steps in, kind eyes, tired posture. Someone used to carrying burdens with gentleness. The woman kneels until she's level with you, Mia, offering a bowl and a smile that doesn't pity. Eat, she says softly. You're safe. You inhale and you realize your throat hurts. And then the vision shifts. Now it's a different room, smaller, cramped, lit by moonlight through slats. Mia, suddenly you find yourself standing with a cloak thrown over your shoulder, your hair damp from rain. Your hands are trembling, but you're trying not to show it. A child sits nearby. Nadia. Not the Nadia that you know now with sharp eyes and strange silences. This Nadia is smaller, tucked in on herself, watching you, Mia, like a frightened animal watches a storm. Someone's voice. A man, sharp, impatient, snaps from the doorway. Where are you? You look down at Nadia and you immediately find yourself stepping between the child and the doorway, like your body is shield. And then the scene shifts. You watch as the picture itself that you are seeing shatters like glass, like a rock being thrown against a window and is shattering, spider webbing out, cracks in all directions. The well darkens. No. Not black, deep, like the bottom of an ocean where light becomes a memory. And you see yourself again, older now, alone, walking a corridor you don't recognize. Stone, slick with condensation, the air thick with a metallic cold. You're bleeding from somewhere unseen, not badly, but enough. You look down at your fingertips and it's soaked in blood. Your lips move. You're speaking to something the vision refuses to show you. You hear yourself. I don't have anything left. Take it, whatever you want. The water flare's voice rises through the blue glow. And you hear in your mind, I'm going to whisper.
Yep.
Did you get the whisper?
Yes.
Your heart stutters. You see yourself kneeling, Mia, you're crying. Your hands lift as though in surrender, and the air surrounds you with a vibration that is so powerful. And it's not holy, it's not evil, simply older than either category. You hear yourself say, fine, but she stays safe. A pause, a pressure, like the world considering whether to laugh. It rings out. And then it happens. A bloom of cold covers your skin, the feeling of a chain snapping and another chain being clasped gently in its place. Not a prison, but a binding for sure, a tether, a bargain. The well goes still. Mia, you find yourself back at the monastery. Tears streaming down your cheeks. Your eyes are wet. From the brutal tenderness of seeing your own life laid out like a path of stepping stones, each one chosen, each one costing something. And you hear Master Batu speak. The wells do not show you what you want. I'm sorry, child. I should have warned you. You find that your hand is hovering just above the water. And for the briefest moment, Mia, the surface reflects one last thing. Nadia's face. Not as a child in a room, but as a silhouette wrapped in starlight, suspended in a bubble of impossible blue. Like the well is remembering something that hasn't yet happened. Then the vision slips away like a dream that you can't catch twice. What are you doing, Mia?
What just happened?
The well. It shows us what was, what is, and what is to come.
Did anyone else see that? Kind of a buff game, I guess. Did anyone else see that?
You can ask that in game. That's a great question.
Okay, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Did anyone else see what I saw?
Did we?
No. Master Batu waits for a second and says, no. Only the viewer sees individual to them. Each one who glances in the pools sees only their past, their present, and their future.
Their future? Guaranteed?
Is any future guaranteed?
I like that answer.
He pulls out from his robes a handkerchief and he hands it over to you, holding it out to you, Mia.
Okay. I take it.
Care to share what you saw? If not, that is fine.
I'm still trying to make sense of it.
That is how I have found myself after viewing. trying to make sense of it. Well then, we continue. Each pool corresponds to a ray. When we train, we return to the water. When we grieve, we return to the water. When the dream-sighted among us lose their way, we return to the water. There are narrow ledges and small platforms along the edges, places where someone can kneel, meditate, or lay offerings. Batu guides you back to the central path and gestures left, toward the western wing. Here are our sleeping quarters. The layout shifts, less ceremonial, more lived in. Smaller rooms branch from short corridors, all organized with patient symmetry, beds, shelves, desks, lamps, small chests. Students above, masters near the center. Guests where we can watch the doors. And he gestures to each of you and smiles faintly. Do not be offended. Hospitality is a form of protection. As you pass, you glimpse the quiet details, folded linens, soft blue of enchanted lamps, small personal items tucked neatly away. Even rest has rules here, but the rules feel gentle. Batu's pace never hurries, never drags. He just moves through the monastery, measured and intentional. At the southeastern corner, he turns toward the room with the long table and organized clutter, the one that feels less like a temple and more like workspace. Here, the scriptorium and study hall, where maps are drawn, reports are written, and truths are argued until they stop pretending to be simple. Beneath this wing, we kept what cannot be kept elsewhere. And he doesn't elaborate on that. Then Batu turns back to the main corridor. And now, at last, the northern chamber. This is the chamber of masters, where the 7 rays speak with one voice, or argue until they do. The middle seat is not a crown, it is a burden, where Grand Master Ascendant Saurian sits. It belongs to whoever must carry the final decision. When we welcome travelers, we do so. When we welcome fate, we do so. Today you are guests, and guests deserve clarity. This monastery is not simply stone. It is a vow made architecturally. Every room here serves a purpose. Rest, study, stillness, remembrance, and judgment. If you walk these halls with respect, they will shelter you. If you walk them with deceit, the monastery will know. At this point, I must leave you. I have other studies to attend to. Please make yourselves at home. If there's anything you need, any of the monks or another master is able to retrieve it. Your rooms are prepared, and we will be eating in 1 hour. Please, wander the halls. And thank you for bringing the Lucidial here. At that, he turns to Grandmaster Saurian, and then he turns to Nadia, and he says, Now, Nadia, say farewell. And she looks, and there's fear. And then she looks at each of you. And
there's a slight thump as William, a little less gently than intended, sets down his cargo because of the prospect of farewell and is going to push to the front of the queue, as it were, to kneel down before Nadia.
She rushes to you, William, and almost leaps into your chest and throws her arms around your neck and squeezes.
As he takes the hug, he's going to return the embrace, and he says,
I know it's scary now, but this is going to help. You're going to learn how to control this, control yourself, and you're going to do great things. I have every confidence in you, child.
and then as he's hugging her, he kind of gives a little chuckle and he goes,
You're going to be safe here, because if you're not, I will burn this world to the ground if I have to get you back.
And this isn't goodbye. This is we'll see you soon.
Like, see you at dinner soon, right? And Ren looks up at Master Batu.
Unfortunately not. She must be prepared. She must understand that severance is needed.
Ren is going to walk up to Nadia and pick her up and give her a big hug. And as she's hugging her, she just tells Nadia, "You are safe. I belong to a monastery like this apparently a really long time ago, and I taught children just like you, and I taught them how to defend themselves. I taught them how to think, to breathe, and to just learn how to harness the goodness within them and how to treat others. And I know deep down they're going to do the same for you, and you won't have to be afraid of your nightmares anymore. And you'll be so strong, Nadia, you won't even remember being afraid. And you'll be able to help others that might be like you. I believe in you, and I know you will be okay. But I will miss you so much, and I will think about you, and I will write sonnets for you, and I'll send them here via Lady Palantina. And just remember the ride here. You know, the fun parts where we were in the sand and not being attacked. That, yeah, you can just forget those parts. Just remember the happy times, and I'm gonna miss you. And she tears up and hugs Nadia just a little bit tighter, gives her a little kiss on the cheek, and sets her back down. And takes a step back.
Zen wants to
Yeah.
ask,
Go ahead.
how long until we can come back and see her? Speaking to the attendant.
Just in my experience, then, it takes years. Many of the children I taught, well, a lot of them were abandoned. But it takes years to practice and to become disciplined. And I don't know. I guess Master Batu could explain that better.
I appreciate that. For the first 7 nights, Nadia will not leave the inner wing, and no one outside the Masters will meet with her alone. This is not punishment, he adds, anticipating the heat that might rise in each of your chests. This is settling. The wells will test her, as I'm sure your companion, and he nods to Mia, can attest. The rays will watch her. We will see what follows her, and what she carries. Batu's eyes narrow slightly, not unkindly, but with precision. After 7 nights, if and only if she is stable, then she will slowly be allowed to visit some of the other children. She will be received in the hall of receiving. Nadia will be escorted. However, it will be at least a year and a day before anyone from her old life will be able to visit with her. You see, since her magic is intrinsically tied to her emotions, we must ensure that her heart remains settled and focused on this one thing. You may send a message, one sentence written clearly. No spells, no tricks we will deliver to her at sundown each day. If she chooses to respond, she will. And if you are asking when, you can see her as you have, walking beside you, sleeping near your fire, laughing when you pretend not to care. His voice softens just a little. Not for a while. But know this, leaving her here is not abandoning her. It is for the first time she has been placed somewhere built specifically to keep her alive.
With that, Zen's eyes begin to water. And he stands up and straightens his back. Go ahead, William.
William is currently in his bag, digging around.
Yeah, that's exactly what Zen's about to do. Zen actually reaches to his waist and unclasps his buckle. It's a round pendant that sits on his belt. And he walks over to Nadia. And he reaches down and he kneels down next to her. He says, "See, it's just gonna be a see you later. A year goes by really quickly. And you're gonna learn so much. You're gonna figure out how to control those powers. All those things that woman said, none of it's gonna be true. And I want you to hold on to this.
It's a family crest because we're family. You're part of this family. And we're gonna see each other again. We're gonna be back. We've got a lot of business to take care of and a lot of places to go. Dangerous places. And this is gonna be for the best. And he pulls her in and gives her a hug.
William is going to test a couple. He pulls out a couple little magic rocks, holding one up to his ear and talking into another one, and vice versa, before nodding, and turns to the well, bad with names. Was it Grandmaster Soren?
Yep.
Yeah, he turns to the Grandmaster and says, just as the spirit of care for her. He holds out one of the stones. I don't know how much we can be of help, but if you find yourself in need of us for any given reason, and he lifts a stone in his other hand.
Yeah, should you need us?
Sorry.
You little shit. Yeah. Should you need us? Yeah. Should you need us? But no, he offers the stone. I realized I wasn't doing the voice for it. He says,
If you should need us for any reason at all, be it a threat from outside towards her or whatever, this will reach me. This will reach any of us.
Thank you. We shall keep that on hand. I am sure the time will come when you are needed and will be called upon again.
And even if you don't happen to need us, it's a surefire way to let us know that we're able to come visit.
Yes. And that will be my word. The moment you are allowed back, we will let you know.
and he does have a token that he wishes to leave with Nadia herself as he kneels back down to her and places in her hand. It's slightly tarnished from age and not being regularly taken care of, but it is a simple metal insignia signifying his rank from his military service.
Nadia looks up at each of you. Her eyes are bright but stubborn, like she's trying very hard to be brave in a way that only a child can be, by refusing to admit how much it hurts.
I go over to give my turn, give her a hug, and cry. You make big decisions for yourself and not what you think other people want you to make. Follow your heart. I'll write you. I give her a hug.
She hugs you, Mia. And her face gets softer, quieter. Like she's stepping into the only place that she's ever felt truly kept. And she says, in a whisper, as she's holding on to you, I'm sorry. I'm weird. I don't mean to be. Her eyes begin to shine as she blinks fast. Sometimes I hear things, or I know things, and I don't know where they come from. But when you're there, it's quieter. Like the bad thoughts don't get to talk as loud. I love you, she says, very small, very certain. And I'm going to be good, I promise.
No, I know I love you.
She says, as tears begin to well up, don't forget me. And she just hugs you, Mia.
There's almost a bark of a laugh from William as he goes,
Oh, Princess, there's no way we could if we wanted to.
She lets
Since
go
you
of
are
you.
family.
Keep going, William.
He said,
as in said, your family. We can't forget family. We wouldn't want to forget family.
and he looks around and he goes,
And if I may be so bold as to speak for everyone else here, we won't forget family.
Mm-hmm. She begins walking towards you. She lets go of you, Mia. And then she just wraps her arms around you in an incredibly tight hug, William. And she says, you're scary, but in a good way. Her small fingers kind of curl around one of your gauntlets. Go ahead.
Just like out in the wild, sometimes you need a big scary bear to protect the baby bears. So I'm scary so you don't have to be.
She's crying. When I was scared at night, I listened for you walking. Your steps sound like the world isn't falling apart. And then she looks up at you. Don't let
roll something. He holds it together.
Back in there, tear.
Yep, basically.
It started to come out, and he just
right.
Nope.
Oh, there's like active blinking as he's like kind of looking up a little bit, and then he realizes she's looking up, and so he looks down, and everything's okay.
Yes.
William is the sheriff from Cloudy and a Chance of Meatballs.
Yep. 1000% the reference.
Yep.
She looks at you and she says, don't let anyone take your heart away. Even if you're mad, even if you want to be. And then she rises on your toes, or on her toes, as she hugs you tighter, as tight as her little arms can. And then she lets go. And she turns to you next, Zin. And she walks toward you. She studies you for a moment, like she's deciding how to say it. And then she points at you with all the authority of an 8-year-old. And she says, tears streaming down her eyes, a firm look on her face, a furrowed brow. And she says, you're not allowed to die. No explanation, just law. And then her face scrunches in thought as she adds, also, stop jumping off stuff when you don't have to. It makes my stomach feel funny. And then she fidgets and reaches up and taps his arm. The way a child tries to be tough without knowing how. You make me laugh, she admits.
Emotional damage.
Even when everything is scary. And she hesitates and she gives you a quick hug, like fast, awkward, fierce, like she's stealing courage from you and giving it back at the same time. And if you get a new scar, she says, pulling away, you have to name it something dumb, like banana trouble. And then she lets go and walks over to you, Ren. And she steps close to you. Her shoulders drop a little.
Ren's digging in her bag right now. Looks up or looks down and, and sees Nadia. Oh, yep. One second. I got something for you. It's in here. I know it. Just give me 1 second. It's somewhere. And then she pulls the bag closer and starts peering in it, just on the inside, not on the outside, on the inside. She's like, what do I give her to remember me by? And finds nothing in the bag. There is one string in her bag from that loot. And she pulls it out. As she pulls that out, she reaches in again and pulls out a small dagger and flips her hair to her left side. And while holding the string, holding the dagger in her right hand, grabs the bottom part of her hair, Friend's hair, not Nadia's, just to clarify, and chops off the bottom of her hair, ties it with the loot string, and she goes, see, I found it. I wanted to give this to you earlier when I gave you a hug, but I forgot the string, and here it is. I found it. So this is for you. And she's still holding the dagger in her hand as she's trying to present the lock of hair. And no, not this, not this. And she throws the dagger back in her bag. I'm so sorry. That probably looks scary, but I would never, ever harm you. Nadia, that was just an accident. So there's my bag. Here, I'm throwing it to the side, and she throws it to the side. But this is for you. This is for you to keep so that you remember who I am, because I'm sure you'll never forget me. But just in case you kind of get a little fuzzy, remember the one with the silver hair, okay? That's me. And that I used to play a lute, and that was not the best instrument for me because my hands are actually my instruments, but not a lute. So this is for you, and you can just remember that one time, that single one time that I played so wonderfully, everyone went to sleep. Keep that memory along with this lock of hair, and she's still holding onto it as if she's doing a deal with Nadia. Please, just remember that one part. I think you loved that song. I wish I could remember the words to it because I would totally sing it to you again, but I don't know the words. And Nadia, I'm just here you go. And then she shoves the hair into Nadia's hand, clasps her hand, and then she lets go of the hair in Nadia's hands and just hugs her again. And she's like wrapped around Nadia. Nadia can't even move her arms to hug her back. I'm just gonna miss you so much.
Rin, you might be onto something. What if we all weaved up some of our hair together?
You're right. Zin, get over here.
No.
Stolas casts hold person on Zen.
Nadia laughs. Go ahead, Nix.
Oh, I was just saying we could make a little doll out of it.
Nadia laughs, and then she's like, "You're squeezing me." Ah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then she releases Nadia, and she just kind of holds her shoulders. Nadia, you are just the best kid, and I've seen some pretty great kids before, and you, I can tell, are one of the strongest. So keep that for me, okay? And she starts tearing up. Then you're supposed to donate your hair now.
Nadia laughs a little bit. She says, "You talk a lot, but you always you always talk to me like I'm not little, even when I am. And I like it. If you ever come back here," she says quickly, "you have to tell me stories, even the dumb ones. I think you're the kind of person who makes people feel less broken. Okay, bye." And she moves on.
That was tremendously deep. What do I do with that?
You've been deep to all of us, man.
Yeah, Ren's heart exploded and then melted, and then is now just like she doesn't know what to do with it. What do I do with this, Nadia?
I guess she doesn't want the hair.
Right?
Takes
the hair, skips away.
Then she moves to you, Stolas.
Stolas kind of kneels down so that way he's on her level, and he addresses her. Now, little one, this is merely an until we meet next. And Stolas will give her like a courteous bow. And if you ever feel that you are alone, merely gaze upon the stars, and above her, just within arm's reach, a little picturesque of the cosmos appears, with little planets and stars twinkling just above her. If you gaze upon the stars, know that every twinkle you see, a silent acknowledgement that we are still watching. And trust me, this will not be the last time we see each other. The stars have already told me that much. And you watch as he then brings his hands down around Nadia and gives her like a little brush down along her clothes, as her clothes begin to sparkle as he casts prestidigitation on them to make them sparkle and gleam like the stars. And then he reaches one hand down, and right upon her collar, he plants his thumb and gives it some pressure. And in the spot that he touched, a star-shaped, almost like a sticker, kind of begins to appear, glow, and pulse softly. And Stolas will reach down, pick up her hand, and bring it up to the mark. And if you ever feel afraid, give that spot a good squeeze. I've enchanted it to bestow upon you strength whenever you need it the most.
He stands in front of you, small and steady. And the blue glow from the monastery lamps catch her eyes. And for a second, Stolas, she looks older than 8. Like she's listening to something far away. And then she blinks and she's just Nadia again. And she nods, capturing every word that you just said. And she reaches forward and she hugs your legs. Or you're kneeling down, right?
Yes.
So she reaches and she places her arms around your shoulders, and she places her head on your shoulder, and she hugs you, and then she pulls back and she tilts her head up at you, and she says, "You're always looking up, like you're waiting for the sky to explain itself. Don't. Not with the big words. When you look at me, you don't look like everyone else. You don't look like I'm a problem you have to solve. I think you know what it's what it's like to be chosen for something you didn't ask for. When you feel lonely, remember me. And don't disappear on purpose, okay?" And then she hugs you really deep.
Don't worry. As I said, the stars have already said our paths shall cross again.
Mm-hmm. And then she lets go. She walks over to you, Nyx. She approaches a little cautiously at first, and then she notices the way that you watch the room, and she nods solemnly. And she comes over and gives you a hug, and she says, "You understand being small. And you understand having something inside of you that isn't always you."
Nyx hugs her tight and begins to stroke her hair and nods softly. "You are such a strong little girl. I am so proud of you. Stay strong for us, okay? Until we come see you again.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget to look for the lights if you get scared in the dark, okay?"
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered something I gotta add in.
Well, please do.
When you're done. If you're done. Okay. I was saying, as I say goodbye, I want to sing her song to her one last time.
Be so sweet.
I don't know it or don't remember it right now. But like, if you're all waiting for that, but
That's okay.
Let's do that after the goodbyes for everybody,
okay.
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nyx gives Nadia one last little squeeze before she pulls away and her paws are resting on Nadia's shoulders. Always look for the light. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
But if you're not here to give it, how will I find it?
There's always light somewhere. It's not always dark. If I can't give it, you'll find a way to give it to yourself. That's what I learned to do.
Hey,
You have the light.
she hugs you.
Nyx hugs her tight.
Thank you. And then
Thank-
she lets go, and she pulls back, and then she stops and she says, Remember you're strong too, okay?
Nyx will just give her a small nod.
And then she walks over to Vandal. And she looks at you, Vandal, and she holds her hands behind her back, rocking on her heels. I like your stuff, she says plainly. It makes clinky sounds. You always know how to fix things. And then she looks down and then back up. Can you fix people? She asks, genuine and quiet.
Well, I would sort of, reply, well, while you're here, make sure to question everything they say to you and study every book that you can find. And most importantly, never, ever consider failure. Every failure is a success in disguise. Just a way forward.
Mm-hmm. I will. And she promises that. And then she asks you, can you build something that reminds you of this place for me? But not something dangerous, something safe.
I possibly could build something that's a bit flashy and shiny.
I think she's
Okay,
probably in the
you promised me, okay?
in your.
Absolutely.
She also said safe, Vandal. Remember that part too, okay? No darts, please, no darts. And Ren backs up.
I'm almost 9. And then she gives you a quick, shy hug, Vandal, and steps back.
Can I give her an awkward pat on the head?
Appropriate.
Very.
And then she goes to you, Sarek. She walks up to you. And she looks at you like she trusts you to mean what you say. She says,
Before she gets a chance to speak,
yeah.
I kneel down. Nadia, I've been holding on to this for a little while now. And I pull out a little, it's something wrapped in like leaves, and as I'm unfolding it, pine needles start to fall out of it, and I uncover a rabbit's foot that I've kept. And I tell Nadia, I want you to have this. Rabbit's foot are meant for good luck. And with this, I foresee that everything that you're going to do in the near future is going to be great. We will be back for you.
She takes the rabbit's foot and she clutches it to her chest. And she says, if you ever get lost, I want you to remember that you helped me not be lost. And if you see a hawk, tell it I said hi.
I will for sure tell the hawk hello from me to you.
And then she gives you a quick hug.
I nestle my head down into her shoulder and embrace her.
Nadia.
And I
Go
quickly
ahead.
stand up and I pat her on the head.
Nadia steps back into the center of you all, gripping the items you've each given her. She looks from face to face like she's trying to stitch every detail into her memory. Her voice is quiet. Don't forget me. And then with one last brave inhale, she nods her head. I'm gonna be okay. Nadia promises more to herself than to you. Because you got me here. Master Batu finally steps forward, not to interrupt, but more to receive what's being entrusted. He goes, "It's time, little one." She turns once more, waves her small hand. Too many fingers wiggling like she's trying to wave hard enough to make the leaving hurt less. Mia,
Yes.
did you want to sing the song to her one last time?
Yes.
I gotta step moving. Guess we're gonna be calling it here in a little bit.
Do you have the lyrics?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
I was sitting here
No
thinking,
worries.
all right, is she hunting for them or or is she unaware that he's wanting her to actually sing it?
Don't do it.
But pretty much as she goes, you're saying that you want to like embrace her one final time and exit with you singing her lullaby.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Make everybody cry.
Yeah.
Great.
Go ahead and give a performance roll.
But I was gonna say, like, as she's as they're leaving, like, William would like probably a few paces away from the doorway that they're going to go through. He just
Nadia.
And when she turns and looks, he snaps a really rigid, really crisp salute, and will hold that until she is out of sight.
Thanks, nerd.
You guys watch as Nadia gets carried off into the other room, watching the there you go. I put the lyrics in the chat. You watch as Nadia gets carried off into the room. As William, you call out and you salute her as Mia is humming and singing the lullaby. The Master Batu offers no smile, but his presence isn't cold, it's watchful. Master Batu inclines his head to the party, to each of you. You have done what you came to do. You have brought her to Sanctuary. As they begin to leave, Nadia's small hand in Batu's fingers. She turns back one last time. Her gaze lingers on each of you, collecting you, storing you, stitching you into the part of her that won't be erased.
And William is still holding that salute.
You hear her yell out, "Don't do anything dumb!" And then quieter, so quiet, it almost disappears. Thank you. Watch as the two masters, Grandmaster Sorian and Master Batu, guide her forward. The monastery doors leading into the wells open without a creak, blue light spilling out like moonlight poured from a cup. Nadia looks back again one last time as the threshold swallows her. And just before she disappears, her hand lifts to her chest, fingers pressed against her own heartbeat, and then points to the party like she's telling you that she's keeping you there. And then the stone doors begin to close, and they meet with a quiet finality. Not a slam, a seal. The blue light narrows to a thin line and vanishes. And for a moment, all that remains is the cold air, the stillness of sacred stone, and the ache of an empty space where a precious child used to stand. And the monastery is silent again, while you are left here in this room with the road ahead and the weight of what comes next.
As the door closes, William kind of slowly drops the salute, moves off to the side of the group, facing a wall. He'll stand there for a few moments. And then all you hear is,
How the fuck didn't they make it start raining inside?
I think your boom's
Oh,
up.
well, I said, oh, well, that happened to me already.
I do need to wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the place that we will end tonight, my friends. As you have come to this close, where you have finished the adventure that you have set out on to deliver this child to the Monastery of the Seven Rays. What comes next for each of you? Only time will tell, and we will pick that up next time on Dungeons and Dragons.
Fucking woo. Good lord.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, guys, on a successful delivery of Nadia.
All we had to do was ignore Pimple.
I will. So,
Heartbreaking thing ever, man.
so John.
Yes.
I want to say this with both all the respect and all the disrespect I can muster. Fuck you, sir. Oh.
Thank you so much for a heart-wrenching goodbye.
Emotional trauma. Who signed up for that?
Right?
If you guys only knew what comes next. If only you
no.
Please
Oh.
stop it.
Like I said, it's raining inside. It's raining enough inside. Stop making it rain more.
I gotta hop off now. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yep.
Yes.
Me too.
Really quick, I want you guys all to level up. So go ahead and schedule a level.
Guys,
Congratulations, everyone.
What's
Great.
Hell
great
yeah,
job.
8 hit points.
9? Level 9? Oh my.
Level 9. Level 9.
Whew.
Yay!
Good, because we took
How
a
many
lot of
levels are
emotional
there?
damage there. 20.
Yes, we did.
Emotional damage.
There's up to 20.
Yep.
Like the dice.
So congratulations. Great job tonight, guys. Amazing RP. You guys are incredible. And enjoy level 9. And I look forward to the coming adventures for the party.
Yes.
Also, we need to figure out what your guys' name is. So please do that in chat.
So on a completely unrelated note, my friends, I have 3rd level spell slots.
Let's go. Let's go. And on the other unrelated note, yes, Monday, if you guys want to schedule a time in chat,
what level are we up to?
Voiceover. 9.
9.
Going
9.
Up from 8 to 9.
I got 5th level spells.
What's the?
Did we have a? Did we want to construct a poll of some sort with the names that we are trying to finalize?
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll
Like,
make
not
a poll
picking
and
the
start
name,
doing
but,
some
like,
votes
put a
to
poll
try and
to, like-
narrow it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like put points towards the ones we like.
Yeah,
Yep.
like
So-
top 3.
Top 3, top 5. You know, put
Yeah,
a pretty
that-
wide.
Yeah, something along
narrow
those
it down.
lines.
When
Yeah,
do you become available Monday?
My time, I usually don't become available until about, what is that, 6 p.m. So it's like 9 p.m. your time. Do you guys have any time around then?
Yeah,
it's too late.
We're not gonna be able to do it on Monday.
Too late. Yeah,
Okay,
Monday's not gonna
yeah.
work.
Because I can try and do a time at like 7:30 your time, but it only gives me like an hour before I have to go pick up my kiddos from school. So we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. We still have a fair bit to do to get everything in line. We've added some more animations to the series. We're gonna have everything flow a lot better. Your guys' part has been extended a fair bit to make it feel like it's got some rhythm to it. So we'll go over that. It's not a really big deal at this point, so we'll find a time that works for everybody and not make everybody stress. But yeah. Okay. Everybody, GG's. Great job tonight. Much love. Bye out there in the YouTube world.
Seriously, you guys are awesome.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Everyone have a wonderful night.
Good night.
Take care, everybody.
Good night, everyone.